called TikTok, which is a terrible thing. It really is such good artificial intelligence, it sometimes feels like it's actually reading my mind. Here's what the artificial intelligence boss at Tesla had to say about TikTok. TikTok is scary good. It's digital crack. First time I feel attacked by AI in the brain. To which his boss, Elon Musk, replied, saying, TikTok feels like such an obvious AI, artificial intelligence attack, that it's annoying. I prefer to be attacked by AI with subtlety. Maybe a rose, some candles, wine, Barry White, witty banter, that sort of thing. Do you know what they're talking about? It's the supercomputer figuring you out. What you watch, how long you watch it, what you skip over, what you click on. I don't know all the inputs they use. I don't trust TikTok because it's a Chinese app, a Chinese company, and the data they receive, it has to be disclosed to the Chinese government. That's the law in China. So when you're watching a TikTok video on your phone, does the phone watch you? Does the camera look at your eyes, for example, to see where you're looking on the screen? That would be powerful information. Does the app use the camera on the back of your phone to take an inventory of your house, your car? Does it use the GPS to find out where you are, what people you're with? Does it use the microphone to hear you talking? I don't know the answer, and it's not just TikTok, of course. They all do it. When you sign up for any app, really, the photo app Instagram, you usually just click agree when it asks you to read their terms of service, probably without even reading a line of it. I think we all do that. There's a contract you're agreeing to when you click agree, and all of them include the right to gather and share your information. That's how they make it work. When something is free, you're the product being bought and sold. I've done a show on this before, how Instagram's terms of service, and it's the same with all of them, mean that they have the right, you're giving them a license to use your photos for any of their own purposes, including to sell them. Do you doubt that includes selling them to the FBI or the RCMP? Or do you doubt that everything you've said and done and photographed hasn't been shared with the police and, frankly, China's police, either selling it to them or them just stealing it? What do you think powers all the facial recognition cameras that are popping up out there? It's photos, videos scraped from all the world's social media sites. I saw it deployed against the truckers, by the way. I saw it a lot in the UK when I used to go over there to attend court for Tommy Robinson. The police took a facial scan of every person in the crowd. They had handheld cameras. They had trucks to do it. Here's a couple minutes from a UK civil liberties group. This is from 2020. Things are obviously much worse since then. Take a look at this.
Police and private companies in the UK have been quietly rolling out facial recognition surveillance cameras, taking face prints of millions of people, often without you knowing about it. That's biometric data as sensitive as a fingerprint. This dangerously authoritarian surveillance is a threat to our privacy and freedoms, and it needs to be stopped. But what is facial recognition surveillance anyway? Facial recognition surveillance cameras scan all the faces they can see in a crowd to check people's identity against a database in real time. This works by rapidly creating a biometric face print of your face, sensitive data that uniquely identifies you, much like a fingerprint, and comparing this for similar matches on a database. Now, these databases have been built from different sources, including CCTV images, the police's enormous database of 19 million custody images, which includes many thousands of photos of innocent people, police intelligence databases, including innocent people with suspected mental health problems and political campaigners. But the possibilities are endless. Some facial recognition companies even claim to check faces against internet data in real time, scanning social media sites like Facebook and Instagram to identify any profiles associated with you. Facial recognition cameras often look like normal CCTV cameras. They're anything but. Without your consent and often without your knowledge, they subject everyone within view to a biometric identity check. Live facial recognition in public spaces is a mass surveillance method and a huge expansion of the surveillance state. It inverts the vital democratic principle of suspicion preceding surveillance, treating entire populations like suspects.
Yeah, imagine tying that into your vaccine status, and then maybe a bit of bank freezing for people who aren't where they should be or are where they shouldn't be. Very dystopian. I mean, TikTok is super fun, especially for kids.
Let me check my chest, my breath right quick.
There's no denying Charli D'Amelio is an internet icon.
It's very crazy.
In March, Charli became the most followed person on TikTok with over 50 million followers.
All the kids are hooked on it. So the Chinese app is building up an unforgettable file of every American teen, everything they say, everything they do, everything they film, every drunk party they go to, every offensive word or private joke, everything that is private on your app. Well, it's not private. Imagine recording what a 14-year-old says and does privately amongst his or her friends on the app, and that's all recorded. And you have the matrix of his or her friends, and in 10 years, they're not 14 anymore. They're grown up. They're done college and at work, and you're the Chinese intelligence service with all that info. Who's an alcoholic, who's a drug addict, who had an illicit affair, who said racist things and can be canceled. Imagine the extortion and blackmail, or just knowing who's friends with whom. That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.